like if I don't like it or if like, you know, it just isn't resonating well. You know, we'll see how it goes, but I'm gonna do my best to dedicate as much time as possible today to Tinykin. So let's go ahead and get started.
Aegis, my
there's
beautiful
been
planet, shining with life.
no audio, so I
The
don't know how
planet
it's
of
coming
humanity, according to what they teach in school. Nowadays, I'm the one teaching. I'm Maladan, an archaeologist and researcher in the most prestigious university in the world. And this is Nevis, my assistant. I've studied relics, artifacts, and fossils, and my conclusion is clear. Humans do not originate from Aegis, but somewhere else. Our true home planet awaits us, far beyond the stars. During my research, I came across an ancient signal, clearly of human origin, emanating from a nearby galaxy. Since that discovery, I've been preparing to go and meet the originator of the signal. We've explored each planet from pole to pole, and now we found it. It's decided. Nevis and I will go to this mysterious planet to uncover the secret of humanity's origins.
Rock and roll, brother. Vital signs. Okay, equipment damaged. Hey, real quick before we get into this, I'm gonna go ahead and check the price point. Okay, so Tinykin is normally $24.99, and I think it said it's on sale for $19.99 right now with Game Pass, so keep that in mind if y'all have Game Pass. Vital signs, okay, equipment damaged. Origin unknown. Age undetermined. I don't know if I should talk over this, because they're kind of talking. There was like a voiceover in the cutscene, and then now out of nowhere it's like sim speak. Oh, cool. I like the animations though. Alright, so Y is to whistle, A is to jump. I gotta double jump with a bubble. Let's see how this plays out. Hey, you're finally awake. You can't. Okay, so I think my guy is a human and he's talking and through the cutscene, but then the Ridme is whatever this is, and he talks in gibberish. Hey, you're finally awake. You came out of nowhere. I was worried you might never wake up. You seem to be okay. Sorry, I've never met anyone of your species. Do you need orientation? Set up something to help you find your way and get used to your equipment. Do feel free to have a look, okay? Alright, I'll leave you some time to get your bearings. I'll see you a bit further ahead. Okay, so use right to look around. A lets you jump. It's very useful here, so give it a try. Press an old A again after jump to deploy your bubble. Oh shit. Ooh. Actually, like, kind of like, I was able to get up. Oh shit. Alright, little bro is strong. Okay. There he is. So it's like animated, but also 3D at the same time. Oh, I was able to get it that time. Okay, he teleported to me. He was trapped underneath the thing for a second there. Wait, the Tinykin are following you? How? They normally wander around the house and ignore everyone, but they seem to like you. Tinykin have fascinating capabilities. I may have finally found someone who can use them. For example, pink Tinykin are the strongest. They can push or carry objects. Together, they can carry even the heaviest of objects. That'll come in handy. Follow me. You see this flower pot? If you throw your pink Tinykin at it, they can probably move it and unblock the passage. My research has shown me that an object of great importance was locked under the Great Staircase, but there's no way in. New objective available. Help Ridme clear the access under the stairs by moving the flower pot. Oh, also, getting our first look at the pause menu screen and what else is going on here. Prattle's Museum looks like some collectibles or something. Brewery, Sakaru's Brewery. Not sure what that's about. It's actually clocking my time right now as well, even in the pause screen, so that is interesting. Explore the house to discover this secret, and there's quite a few secrets. Yo, what's up, Gino? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. We're playing Tinykin. I did a brief introduction at the beginning of the stream. Oh, there's like multiple outfits that you can wear. I guess that's good because, you know, looking at this dude for like an extended period of time would probably get on my nerves. I like the bee. The bee looks fucking cool. Or paper wasp, whatever it is. Turn the brightness up a little bit. Does the sound effects or the music need to be changed? Like, I listened through the last two Game Pass games we did, the Midnight Fight Express and Edge of Eternity, and both of them, the audio was so overbearingly loud. And it's like, you could hear me, but it's like, even with your speakers set to like 20, it's like freaking sound explosion. And it kind of on Xbox, it varies from game to game. Like, some games, you know, it's kind of hard to hear. And then other games, it's just so intense you can't hear anything. So what I went ahead and did is I lowered the audio of all games for every stream just to make sure that I'm coming through a little bit louder, etc. But also, that way we're not getting repeatedly ear blasted. So I'm just going to have to be, like, kind of mindful of that. Hey, you're always welcome, Deadeye. Anytime you show up, man, I appreciate it. Nice, nice. Alright, let's do this. Okay, we came from there. You gotta get to the staircase. Or the base. Something. Those are babies. Come, children. Okay. We have, like, a lot of them now. 14. Also, am I, like, trying to throw them? Yeah. Holding left trigger lets you hold a Tinykin. Then you have to aim and use right trigger to throw it where you want. Hell yeah! Is there no repercussion for throwing your Tinykin? Okay. Sorry. Burn. They're fine. Alright. I can actually get more. Does it... I'm not sure if I have a limit or not. There's a couple down there as well. This is pretty fun so far. I'm pretty bad at the jump, though. I'm not very good at mastering the timing so far. You see this flower? If you throw your pink Tinykin at it, they can probably move it and unblock the passage. The way is clear. Go get that component I told you about. So that took every single one that was in this room. Well, I guess there's more. More to the room. I just haven't gotten to it yet. The room's pretty big, so... To unlock the races? What does this mean? I'm trying to figure out what everything means. Unfortunately, we just won't have enough time. I'm gonna have to get going. Okay. There's some badass safety goggles over here. Some ski goggles, not sure. So we needed 30 to move the vase. No. Is this a component that he was speaking about? It's just, well, it's clear. It's the component. I'm glad they're smart enough to know where to go. That makes things easy. By Ardwin, the first component! If only you knew how many years I have waited for this. Oh, by the way, I'm Ridme. We'll make a great team. Milodane, right? Milodane? I'm not sure how to say that. Come on in, I'll explain everything. Sounds good, brother. Crystal Workshop. A refuge of knowledge. This is nice. Oh, whoops. Welcome to my humble abode. You see that schematic on the wall? Once upon a time, a being known as Ardwin lived in this house. Wise and good, many consider him as a deity. I think he was more of a sage. So we got like a funnel or something, flag, scissors, not sure what that is in the center. Got like a magnifying glass, and then some type of like motor or something to the right, not sure. All of this to make the great toaster. I believe this schematic was drawn up by Ardwin himself in order to assemble a machine that could go beyond the house. Wild. I spent my whole life trying to find the components, and thanks to you, we've managed to collect one already. I managed to locate the 5 others, however getting them won't be that easy. Your transportation device is damaged, and you need to go home, don't you? In that case, you have no other choice than to help me. Haha! Oh, and I have some friends to introduce you to. Prattle, the Ardwin Museum Curator, a real never-ending pit of knowledge. And Sakaru, the Nectar Brewer, who travels mountains and valleys. You should go and talk to them at some point. House is big and you'll get tired walking around. I wasn't able to save your soap board, but I found a replacement. Take it. Got a soap board. Hopefully it's like a... And you can use it to slide wherever you want and get around a lot faster. Takes a little practice, but I'm sure you'll love it. Hold RB to slide around with your soap board. Try it out to see how it works. See you up top. Oh, almost forgot. It's this adorable furball, one of my assistants. They're not very talkative, but very diligent. Use your soap board to slide along their silk strings and join me. Ah, hell yeah, we can skate. One of my buttons on my controller isn't working. Whee! There we go. I was like, how do you kickflip? There it is. Yeah, what's up, Nectar Brewer? Ah, so you're Milo. Welcome to the most distinguished brewery in the whole house. It's also the only brewery in the whole house. Since everyone started gorging themselves on that nasty, cheap doomies, the art of distilling nectar has been lost, and people are content with whatever junk they can get their hands on. Your eyes glimmer with interest. You wish to help? Oops, I forgot what you said there. I actually wasn't able to read that. Ah! Didn't mean to blow on the mic. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, looking at a bone. Alright, my counter is still quite empty. I'll be waiting for you in every room, ready to collect all the precious pollen you can find. Okay, so if I get enough pollen, then you can do a brew. I'm somewhat of a brew man myself. What up, furball? Jump onto a silk line with your soap board to slide along it. But you cannot. Can't get up there any other way, though. Ah, see you're fully operational. Come with me. I know where we should start looking. Second component we need to find is a banner located in the city of Sanctar. This way, Meladane. Go through here as soon as you're ready. As soon as I'm ready, what's all the other stuff I need to get? Okay, so it is a funnel. On the other, there's one thing is like a tea container. It still kind of looks like it's like a motor or a switch or something, that last one. So. The controls and everything for this, I can already tell, are pretty good. This is a good game so far. Thief, vermin, the collection, bring it back. What do you do to the artifacts? Wait, it wasn't you, was it? No, indeed, you're too small. Welcome to the Ardwin Museum. I'm the curator, Mr. Prattle. Unfortunately, our establishment has suffered an odious villainous attack. Most of our collection has vanished. The Dynast guards are looking into it. But, you know how it is. I need all the help I can get. Bring back the artifacts in good condition. I will offer you the greatest of rewards, my knowledge. There's quite a few of these. Too bad we don't have more time to dedicate this. This seems pretty good so far. This museum possesses the largest collection of artifacts that are certified to have belonged to Ardwin. 14 artifacts he once used. priceless objects impossible to replace to help us learn more about our common history. You absolutely must help us find them. Okay. Maybe. I'm ready. Transitor Crossing. These corridors are home to no one, a place of passage for merchants and travelers. Here's the entrance to Sanctar, a place of sacred pilgrimage dedicated to the Great Arduin. The banner belongs to a pious shield bug named Celeria. This object is very important to her, and she won't give it up easily. Have a spare key for Sanctar, obtained through totally legitimate means. Here. I'm counting on you, and I can't wait to see all the things you'll do with the Tinykin. He doesn't need 30? Oh, we're back in the same place. Alright, Tinykin won't follow you from one room to another. They're not very brave, but they'll be waiting for you if you come back. Okay. Oh. I'm figuring it out. Figuring it out. We've opened the door to the Great Sanctar. Fantastic entrance to Sanctar. The religious heart. Adepts and pilgrims assemble in this cathedral to honor Arduin, the creator, and sing a sacred canon. To be back in Sanctar. Congratulations, companions. The expedition has borne fruit. What a haul! So many unknown objects and this strange relic. By Arduin, I feel that this is what we need to complete our quest. Okay, can't help but like these guys. Hard to say, but I appreciate your enthusiasm. It is indeed about time we saw the mystery of the canticle echoing through our minds. Generations upon generations of shield bugs, and Arduin himself are counting on us. City of Sanctar, the unsung cantor. Welcome to Sanctar, a land consecrated by the melody of Arduin's canticle. Only the shield bugs can hear his voice. Strange, isn't it? The mystery resists all attempts to solve it. Any help you can offer will be appreciated. Speaking of mysteries, our missionaries have just discovered something. A large round relic. Go take a look. If you miss it, you must be blind. Haha! Convincing Celeria to give up the banner will not be an easy task. It seems that the Sancton shield bugs want to broadcast Arduin's canticle to make it accessible to everyone, but how? Something tells me this large circle is the key. Also, I wonder why the little shield bug nearby is so excited. Whoa, we got reds. Oh. Cool. I murdered that one and it destroyed a box. Oh, I didn't actually murder that one. It's still Red Tinykin love to blow things up. They explode on contact with fragile objects. Whoa. Alright, you click on the right thumbstick and you get, goggles. Cool. Red Tinykin love to blow things up. They explode on contact with a fragile object. And nectar. Found some nectar. Nectar for the brew. So what happens if I have both at the same time? It's not telling me how to switch in between. I'm sure there might be an explanation eventually. Yo, what's over here? Trying to see if there's a button to manually switch between them, but I haven't figured it out yet. And I pressed everything, so... More bomb boys! Hope everyone's doing alright today. We're playing Tinykin. This is like a Pikmin style game for the Xbox. Well, I don't know if it's on any other systems, if I'm being honest, but we're playing it on Xbox. It is a part of a series that we're doing that is Game Pass games leaving soon, which we play right before they leave. Some of the games that are leaving. We missed a couple over the past, like, couple months, but for the most part we played through most of them, and we're actually in better... I'm planning in advance now, so I'm able to dedicate a little bit more time. Okay, so it auto decides which ones you need for whichever ones, for whatever you're using it to. It's a bunch of nectar. So the nectar says that we're at 87 of 1,000. So I don't. Okay, now we just have to use the bombs, I guess. I'm not sure. Don't know if I'm gonna dedicate enough time to try and get 1,000 nectar in one area, so. This is my imager! You press a button, you stand in front of the big eye, and poof, it creates an image of what it sees. It's a bit heavy, but my followers help me move it around. I have at least one image of me in every room. Okay. Whoa, takes 25? Boo! Oh. Spooky. Gasper scared me. Whoa, he's gone. Actually kind of terrifying. I don't, it says I need like 25 and I only have 3. so I had to trade some reds for purple. Oh wow! So this is a multi-leveled area, just immediately in the first real room we're in. It's quite open-ended too. Sort of. Okay, so now we're trading reds for the nectar. I don't really know if I should do that. That, however, was worth it. It is a very good, like, old school, almost like N64 style platformer. I mean, I know that, like, it's kind of a rip of Pikmin, but I don't know, like I said, I'm not experienced with Pikmin more than like 5 minutes, so I don't know how much of a rip it is, as far as level design, etc. Oh shit! So far it's pretty good though. I'm not gonna lie, this is giving me some like nostalgia feel. I've seen it! And there at the bottom of the big closet, a monster, gigantic, covered with hair, wicked eyes, deadly fangs ready to tear me to pieces. But how are you still able to stand there talking about it if your monster is all that terrible? Managed to escape through a gap and block the entrance. You can go in to buy that? I need someone neutral. You with the weird hair. Can you bring... Bring what? No, now it's good. I know. You should go see Instagram. She's a popular aunt around here. Oh, okay. She has that device. So they want me to get the device and take a picture of whatever's in... I don't even know where it is. Whoa, there's like a... This area is huge. You should go see Instagram. Yeah, I saw that. It's like a weird, like, platypus image on there. I don't know what to do with that. Yeah, it's like got some good old-fashioned platforming mechanics. It feels pretty nice, not gonna lie. Come back for the ones on the ground. Like, it's just not that much of a worthwhile investment just yet. I mean, it might be, but I don't know. Soap on the comb, by the way, was a not a good thing. Yeah, definitely starting to get the feeling that I'm gonna have to, like, pay attention to which ones I have. That way I'm not using up too many of like my bombs, for instance. Already been there, already been there. So now you can get all the way down. Yay! Man, that's a hell of a gap. Thank you, little furry friend. I don't know what that was for. So, but we have the letter. Yeah, if I had a bit more time to dedicate, I'd love to see what all the different, like 1,000 nectar would do. Press R. Toggle the augmented reality classes. Whoa, I've got to be careful with that. That's the second time I almost fell somewhere high looking through it. Okay, so that's... It says there's like a tag. I don't know if that... It's kind of like a shop symbol or something. Not sure. So the thing to unfurl. And then also something else to interact with over there. That's kind of cool. It's showing me... You kind of get a better idea of where your priorities and objectives are. So it's like... And also I think I can see all the nectar as well. So what is that? So if I get both of those, then that'll like drop this like drawbridge looking thing, and then I can get to the stereo. Okay, and that's where the tardigrade CD was. So okay. Kind of interested in that over there, though. Ooh, yeah. I'm, like, very interested in that. Let's, yeah, let's help get everything accessible, and then we'll go from there. Hip. To glide to the top of the halogen, you need at least 2 full of bubble. Well, I appreciate that, but you want to give me a little bit more insight? How do I get more bubble? Thanks, robot. Thanks for amazing input all the time. But how do I... Meow, meow, meow. Okay. What was that about? So it's like if I push them into place, they give me a little bit more nectar. Did it show that on the radar? Because that would have been interesting if it did. What do these people got going on in their house? Oh, okay, okay. Doom is... Is this the one that I let down? I believe that it is. Yeah, that was a big deal. Yeah, 31 bomb boys. Not anymore. So it seems like you keep your purple Tinykin, but you do not keep your reds. So you gotta be careful. Like I was saying earlier, there's like kind of like an allotment you gotta think about. Though I'm getting plenty. Like I'm getting a whole bunch of them. Who went? Where am I? There's a bunch of stuff over there. Is it that one? It looks like one is, I don't know if that was necessary. Hey, you. Have you seen my daughter, Melody? I came to pick her up because she didn't show up for dinner. She's usually around here keeping this old piano in tune. But she should have been home by now. I'm really starting to get nervous. I have to stay here in case she shows up. It's possible that someone knows something about her disappearance. There's a restaurant not far away, the Felix. Maybe they saw something there. Oh, okay. Oh, so they're like, okay, you just got here, but go back there. Oh, whoa. Oh, did my little guys pick up all the ones that I missed? That's pretty cool. Oh, that's beautiful. Do-do-do-be. Do-do-do-be. Do-do. No, it's do-do-shoo-be-do-do-do. Ah, shoo-be-do-be-do-do. That's not it. Needs refining. Obnoxiously cute. I'm about to break this shelf. There's another one. I got 2 letters. Oh, that almost sucked. Okay, there's a bubble bottle, and super shiny sprites or doomies, whatever. There's like an unfurlable. There's a gate. more tardigrades. Memorabilia. And this is the other area that we have not gone to yet, but we've been there. Would you look at that? Slid across, having no clue that there was something directly below us there. Interesting. Okay. Looks like in order to get there, you gotta... Ooh, is that like a mantis down there? Gotta be careful. Don't know what they're good or bad. There's a lot of bugs in this house. There's like a lot of bugs in this house. It's a bubble in a bottle. It looks like we can kinda skip all that bullshit by coming over here. Ooh. There's the bubble in a bottle. I wore a hey 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 shirt just yesterday, and I was like, oh, I don't know if this is okay. Nose. Oh, do I like need something specifically? This statue is not far from being a masterpiece, but it's missing something, don't you think? I have a good nose for art. Well, I mean, it shows the nose there, so I guess that was a bit on the... It was a bit on the nose. Nice. Go downstairs now. Her. Oh. Okay, there we go. Oh no! Missed a jump. I'm at an impasse. Don't know where to go from here. Don't know how to get it. Ah! There we go. Is there a way to get back up? Yeah, there is. Let's go! Here we go. Up at the top. Is that the nose? Nice. Press R to toggle the augmented reality on your glasses. So, it would have taught me this no matter which way I came. But I mean, I had already seen it. I just didn't know what else was in the area. So I've got 0 of 3, like, price tag things, 109 of 245 of my sweet children, Tinykin, and 0 of 1 bubbles. The thing is like, I want to give the nose to that guy, but I have a feeling that, like, if I give him the nose, it's gonna be like, here's some nectar. How does it smell? Achievement unlocked. Okay, well, got a Chivo. Marvelous! You're not the amateur I thought you were! This is art with surgical precision. Cool. Now let me climb all the way back up there. Ah! Oh shit! Whoa. Did my guy just die? That was my first death. I didn't even know you could die. Oh. Okay. Gotta be careful. I was just trying to cut a corner. Damn, I was hoping there was something more useful in here. Oh, that was the quest. Okay, so those are quests. Alright, we've gone through... Ah! Uh-oh. We've gone through almost all of the areas. We've yet to be over there. So let's see if we can get there now. And we also haven't checked in at the place with all the beetles and the restaurant. That would have been annoying to miss. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I'm not too worried about all the nectar. Not for the amount of time we have to play this game. The boss is gonna love this new table. Deep black glossy finish. Shimma can't get us any more. It fell flat on the floor overnight. Almost got knocked out. No one came to claim it though. As soon as our current business is finished, we will leave this cesspool. Look at this mess. I asked for a slice of apple for dessert, and they serve it to me as mush. It's applesauce, my friend. It's a local specialty. Specialty, more like a travesty. I long for our beautiful capital. Are these roaches? Is there gonna be a roach capital? 1 leek gratin, please. Would you prefer burnt or raw? Oh. You're that weird guy who just arrived. Sorry, no offense meant. I'm the owner of this fine establishment. Rumors spread fast here at the Felix. Clientele is mostly tourists, travelers, always some... Anyway, I've never seen anyone who looks quite like you. What we cook here, it doesn't taste great, but we add lots of pollen in it, so it tastes alright. Where's the restroom? I would like some of the sauteed carrot. I still have a few milligrams to lose. Oops. Didn't mean to step on you. Oh, so if you... They said to, like, come here. I guess for the key? The piano key. Wait, it wasn't a table? Why have you been staring at that thing all this time? Do you have a problem with staircases? What are you talking about? It's beautiful. Those colors, the nuances, the depth. Depth, all I see is blues and yellows. Are you sure you're okay? You poured doomies in your eyes again, didn't you? It's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. It's perfect. Almost, there's a little something missing. A 7th color. Khaki green, maybe? It's not even another shade of yellow, I imagine. Sure, why not? Have fun, sweetie. Bubble person. The taverns in the house serve a flavorless sludge, brewed with whatever they find. So hear me out. The pollen around here, it sings. One only needs to brew it to the beat. Listen, I'll harmonize the mix, as long as you bring me the pollen balls from all across Sanctar. 1,000 pollen balls from Sanctar that should do nicely for a finely tuned vintage. And of course, you'll have an appropriate reward. So if I get all the pollen balls, I'll get a second bubble, is what it's saying. Ay. Yo, were they just bringing it there this whole time? What a temple, missing some spires, buttress spikes, but it's pretty nice. I'm like in their holy temple and I'm just blowing shit up. We spent a long time building this temple, but would Ardwin have appreciated it? So many of the weird plus symbols. I don't know what it means. What do they mean? Okay. Oh, okay. They're... Wait a second. Why do shield bugs hear Ardwin all the time and you don't? Ardwin works in mysterious ways. He has chosen the pious shield bugs as a vessel. Ours is not to question the actions of the Creator, Thomas. Dragonflies live a long time and do not lack memory, you know. I'm aware that you're not from around here. From up there, I watched you, and I felt your distrust. You don't understand our fervor, our faith. Ardwin, you have never borne witness to the miracles he accomplishes. We all live thanks to his grace. In silence and shadow, Ardwin repairs the holes in our walls. Ardwin replenishes our supplies, and Ardwin makes sure we survive. His influence begins in all places and ends nowhere. Glory to Narden and the priestess. Ardwin, his name is Ardwin, you great lummox. Glory to Baldwin and the priestess. Glory to Baldwin and the priestess. Oh, I like them. It's hard. I try to find a reason to pray, but I am so lucky my family loves me. I inherited all my fortune, and the government even forgets to tax me 3 times out of 4. The headache. Thankfully, the dragonflies will always spread your word, and we will listen to them until you return. Is this, like, just gonna end up being a taxationist that meme? Us lot, we can't hear Ardwin. I'm not the brightest knife in the box, so I reckon we ought to do what the shield bug says. Bumblebore says, and to our ancestors, Ardwin said, to arrogance and pride you have chosen humility and compassion. To baseness and discord you have chosen kindness and mutual aid. I have nothing more to teach you. You will be your own guides. My house is now your house. And if one day the agreement is in peril, remember these words, this moment, and this voice. For even when I am gone, I will watch over you. It is my duty to the sacrifice. So what relevance does this play? Like, our uncle says that when there's a problem, we have to come and pray to the great Ardwin. But he never answers. Maybe he's just shy. Xbox Game Pass game. By the way, God doesn't exist. Even I am not old enough to remember, but in Ardwin's time, we shield bugs lived in the gardens with the Manuses. They weren't quite as nutty back then, believe it or not. The dragonflies asked us for help when Ardwin disappeared. Nanists are good at hitting things, but when it comes to using the old noggin, they're the ones to ask. Ha ha ha. They are, we are, I'm not sure what they were trying to say there. Oh no. Oh, that sucks. That was brutal. I appreciate the help, but try not to blow up the temple, yeah? I didn't even know I was helping you. Gotta get to the piano. Oh. What even is this? I don't know where it goes either. Oh well. Oh, they just like bring... I forget that they just bring stuff to wherever it needs to go. Focus, meditate. Ardwin's canticle is part of you. You have to learn to live with the music, with this music, just as you live with the sound of drafts and flapping wings. so you can kind of have an edge if you... Oh. I give it to the frog. Ribbit, hold on. So I think you do a little bit better if you slide first and then into a jump and then use the bubble after that. A 29 of 1,000, so. This is wild. We're still in like this first area. Ah, shit. It's the problem with being a 2D character in a 3D environment. The depth for some of this stuff eludes me. Why are they just... How am I supposed to get the ones that are just in the fucking air? I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. So like slide... Nah, I wasn't able to do that either. Come at an angle, then use the bubble. Yeah, that actually worked. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little, I don't know, man. A little fucked up from this, weird temple. Yay! Okay, now we can get from the temple to the stereo. The thing that your Tinykin is carrying looks an awful lot like the button I'm looking for. If you plan to insert it in its slot, be warned that I've already patented the idea. Oh. There's a cavity in the machine. It's missing some sort of big round piece. I've been trying to decipher the symbols of the cryptic machine for a while, but there's no point finishing if we don't have the missing piece. See that cable there? Looks like it's been cut. You need something to replace it. Without that, we won't be able to power up this cryptic machine. Sent my assistant to get a conductor near the giant armchair, but she hasn't come back. Could you go see what she's doing? I'm stuck here keeping an eye on that cunning Edison. Let's check this out. It's like another bar. Is this a joke? Half a dozen egglets for a single loaf of bread? That's the price these days. Hardly any goods are coming from Ambrose. With what little flour I've got, be glad I can still make good bread. Good bread? The food at the Golden Ergot has always been barely edible. Now on top of that, it's overpriced. I'm going to go trade somewhere else. Yeah, and when you come back to beg me for forgiveness, don't show up without a good dozen egglets. We're in an economic crash. Prices are going up. blew up all this guy's stuff. And a lot of weird messages this game is trying to put out so far. Hello, young larva. This is no place for you. The last shed is a rest home for old, worn-out insects who want to end their lives near art. Yeah, like I'm saying, like the game mechanics are fun. I like being able to use the Tinykin for different things. The level design is pretty fun, and collecting the different items and whatnot is honestly really nice too. It's like this weird stuff that they're putting in with these bugs that's just kind of putting me off to the game, if I'm being honest. The shield bug troop is back in Sanctar. Is that right, my boy? That's good. It's like it's trying to be cute, but it's also a little too much. My little Bubby Wan must be with them. I hope he will come to pay his old master a visit. Oh, and his name was Qui-Gon. Or Qui-Con, I guess. No mail today, buddy. Our delivery staff have gone AWOL. They went and dumped their cargo. You find any envelopes lying around Sanctar, would you put them in the mailbox in front of the counter? Still need one more. Okay. Wait, pal, you don't just show up at a post office and expect the counter to be open, do you? It's looking like... Alright, it says 972 out of 1,000. So we may actually... There might be more than enough of the nectar in this area in order for us to get what we need. Granted, we've gone to almost everywhere now. I still feel like there was like a bunch of stuff we hadn't seen. What did that do? I'm very confused as to what that did. Even yelled, yay! Okay, so all the different plus symbols are the Ardwin stuff. Huh? Do we just... Oh, there's... Did I just get a glimpse into what the monster was? But... Hey, well, that's it. That's... Traveler, have you seen the tardigrade drawing on the relic the shield bugs found? It's the same as the one above the cupboard where the cryptic machine is. They'll work it out soon. Better leave them be. Be cautious, traveler. What do you mean, be cautious? So I only need to get 2 more. Yeah, so there's like... There's plenty. Let me see if I can go get a bubble from him. You managed to collect all the pollen I needed from Sanctar. Here, take this. Remy told me you might find a use for this substance. It's ready. Another bottle from my collection. You found it. Glider bubble. Okay, so Sakaro's Brewery are actually... The nectar stuff are bubble upgrades. Thought that might be the case earlier, but now we know for sure. Nice. I have enough material to brew nectar for a whole orchestra, but there's still some pollen left to Sanctar if you're dedicated enough. It is 1600. Okay, so it extends my, my bubble. My Ardwin's voice and light give us strength. Each day his voice becomes louder in my head. Ah, grr. Ardwin's canticle is a blessing. It is true, but I'm ashamed to say that sometimes it is also a burden. Sleeping is somewhat difficult when you have the same tune in your head all your life. At least we can teach it to others. Some people think it drives us a little crazy. Maybe they're not so far from the truth. Haha! We should go meet my comrades, the big round relic, by the big round relic over there. Convincing Solaria to give up the banner will not be an easy task. It seems that the synced-on shield bugs want to broadcast Hardward's canticle to make it accessible to everyone, but how? Something tells me this large circle is the key. Also, I wonder why this little shield bug nearby is so excited. Guess I still need to go talk to that super excited shield bug. See those strings there? If you jump on them, it goes boing boing and propels you into the air. What's going on right now? This is called talent. I'm looking for something new, something I can feel in my soul, something to obsess about, and I just found it. Thanks for your support, pal. I'm a little out of it right now. They made me get up before noon again. Let's catch up later, okay? Why does everyone only care about Alex? I'm here too. It's a nice project. Our last client was pretty cool, but he was really weird. He had no arms or legs, this guy, but he could run and punch people in the face. Can you believe that? Temple needed someone to teach Ardwin's canticle to the people. My thing is putting on music shows, so I had an idea. Hire the most famous band in the house. Lag. Or LAG. Because it's, well, the name of those three guys. Or girls. Image on the relic, the tardigrade. I'm pretty sure I've seen it somewhere before. Not far than two big black towers near the cryptic machine. I need to go talk to the one that's really excited. Oh, okay. Wow, that was weird. I just, like, exploded. Be careful around water. The technology in your suit probably won't react well to it. That was good, like, up until that point. What the hell? Oh, by the way, you'll fucking explode! All that lugging around from Ambrose. What did you say her name was again? The client? Solaria, Shieldbug, if memory serves. One day they are in Pandemonis, next day in Balnia. They find some gizmos, but still no Ardwin, and we're running around like crazy. They might have left by now. Give it a rest. I saw them over there. There's a bunch of them. Tip is going to be good. I sure hope so, with how little we get paid. Hell yeah. A lot more bombs. Doomies. Hope everyone's doing alright. Today we're playing Tinykin. It is an Xbox Game Pass game that is leaving soon. Platforming aspect of it is really good. Supposedly it's like pretty much a Pikmin style game. And it's not too bad so far. I just kind of don't like the characters. I've explored dark caves, forgotten caverns, and ancient tombs with this relic. The crevice we found it in was so narrow and unstable it could have collapsed at any moment, and then it did. But just before it did, I saw something strange, like a big eyeball staring at us in the dark, barely lit by an orange gleam. Too bad we can never go back and examine that now. Okay, piano is over here. I gotta get back to the piano for whatever that was, and then I'll come back to this thing that I just got. Turning the piano key opened a passage. Would you please go and take a look inside the instrument? Melody's life may be at stake. Life may be at stake. Every time I keep seeing Ardwin, I keep thinking of like Arden from Final Fantasy 15. So, like, the platforming aspects of the game are pretty damn good, like... You're free, Melody. Phew, I'm used to dealing with this old piano. It normally goes out of tune over time, but this happened overnight. There's this weird golden coin. It was tangled in the strings. I tried to pull it out, but I got stuck. Thanks for getting me out of there. Don't worry, I know the way out. I'll leave you the golden coin. You might figure it out. You might figure out what to do with it. Museum artifact found. Intact honor. Okay. So that was actually like a quest. And we got a quest reward for doing it. So. Thanks again. Thank you for singing my little melody. I think these old machines have a... Oh, sorry, it's kind of... I got something on my glasses. Hard to read that. Thank you for saving my little melody. These old machines are real public danger. At least if it happens again, I'll know how to open this dang piano. Alright, bub. Good on ya. Alright, where's the bug that was all excited? Why don't adults ever listen to me? The relic must be carried to the cupboard up there. Relic and the poster have the same picture. I'd do it myself, but I'm too small. You can use the pink Tinykin, right? Throw a few of them on the relic. They'll take care of it. Wow, okay. If I throw more, will they go faster? Tuning fork. Oh, is that what they're using as the conductor? If so, then, like, we're about to leave this area. Hell yeah. Nice. Okay, now all we gotta do is get the CD. The current is falling. It's a bit jury-rigged. I'll have to find an alternative, but in the meantime, I think I should try to help my colleagues. It was indeed the button that was missing. It was my idea. Don't forget that. There's a cavity in the machine. It's missing a big round piece. Yeah. Okay. There's a homie jumping up and down. Let's go see what he says. Hey. A charming lady with whom I was spending a delightful time at the Fragile told me of her misadventure. One of her most precious gems had fallen into this image box. You look like an agile fellow. Would you mind getting in there and turning the machine back on? It's the only way to get the gem out. That pointed tool up there would most likely help you open the box. In my opinion, you would need a good 2 bubbles of flight to reach it. It would be better if I were not seen snooping around. Bring me the gem if you find it. So I gotta get it all the way up to the top. And we wouldn't have been able to do this if we hadn't got the second bubble. They broke it. My picture box. In turn, he's spent in here. This nasty thief comes in, cuts the cable, and everything stops. No more sparks. No more nothing. You're looking for the gemstone they stole, aren't you? It fell to the bottom of the box. They dropped it when I surprised them. But if you want in, you're going to have to help me turn the picture box back on. Oh no. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Oh no! Yeah, I don't know if I should even go for any more of these. I think I was just like trying to get it because of the whole completionist thing. It's back on. It's a ring pop. Cute. My life, my reason to be, I've recovered all that I am, thank you. Would you mind getting in there and turning the machine back on? You're blinded by your faith to Ardwin, don't you see? Haha, you're a true gentleman. You know On further reflection, I'm sure I'll be able to make better use of this gem than its original owner. Here I understand that you are interested in this kind of collector's item. It so happens that my friends and I have been lucky enough to find a few by chance. If you are interested in this kind of work, please talk to my companions. We all wear the same mask. I almost ran out without it. Okay, so I guess this is museum artifact. 2 of 3, by the way, for this stage. So, let's see where a third one would be. Right there. We did everything here, pretty much everything up there. We're on the last quest, I guess. Which is to find the last letter. Oh, you with the messy hair, I'm not going to let a runt like you enter the homes of honest seniors without knocking first. Don't worry, my piggy wiggy, he looks weak and feeble. A whack with my pen and I'll crush him flat like a pancake. Nothing. I possibly have enough now. 30 or 20, something like that. I guess I missed whatever is in this area. So that might actually be where the last letter is, too. Or not. Okay, there's a cup, or a mug. Hear that, sir? Old Dovikin says there's a monster in there. Saw him running out from that hole. He blocked it up and ran away shouting mommy. I mean, wouldn't be that big of a deal if, like, you know, it hadn't already been revealed to us. And it's very cute, but... Hey, smash that follow button and make sure notifications are on and not miss any of Aemon's streams. Thank you guys for stopping by today. We're playing Tinykin, one of the games that's leaving Game Pass. It's normally $24.99, on sale $19.99 today. So. Have I been in here? Can't handle it anymore, bro. Ardwin's Canonical, it's driving me crazy. I know it's supposed to be a blessing, but we've all been there, pal. We're looking for a way to make it stop. In the meantime, want another drink? Does it help? Not really, and the nectar here tastes awful. Also, I saw the bartender break 3 bottles behind the counter while you were talking. They only use regular stuff to stick with the name of the bar. That, or it's an insurance scam. Fragile. Yuck, what is this stuff? Well, nectar, as usual. What do you do with it? It tastes like fermented snail slime. Ah, shoot, switch the bottle, sorry. Wait, then what have I been drinking? Slime, but not fermented, it's safe. But is not normally used for drinking. It's applied to the skin, tonifies it. I'm going to get you tonified by the guard if you don't shut up right now. Touring the joints of the house for the moment. This one is the most disgusting. See you around, hopefully somewhere better. First time here, pal? Welcome to the Fragile, where we serve the best nectar in the house. I'm not sure you could handle it, though. The glass might be fragile, but this beverage is not for the weak. Anyway, there's also a comedian performing today as well. I'll let you be the judge of that. Oh, okay. Hey, one of my jokes for tonight. How many bugs do you need to fill an apartment? I don't know. It depends on its size. 10 ants. Like 10 ants. What? 10 ants. 10 ants. Are you getting paid for this? 10 ants for an apartment. You talk to your manager. Ah, same joke. Oh. Yeah, like what the hell? Hope you wouldn't need to get all of them to get the 1600. Yes! We found it! Oh, I fell. If that's how it goes. Oh, the random letters is in here. And we were at the bar earlier too, so we've seen pretty much all of this, so. Oh, nice. Wait a second. Oh. So up on the radiator there's something as well? Haven't been on that. That'd be interesting. Gotta get back to the post office. Ah, I was hoping it was gonna be a collectible. Got an achievement. Thanks for the letters, dude. Wait, pal, you don't expect to show up at a post office in the... I guess the other collectible is over here. The monster. National, look at this. He's got it. Picture evidence. Wait, what? That's your monster? I said, teeth sharp as razors, eyes dark as night, with an aura of hatred. Dovey, it's a plushie. There are dozens in the house. Oh yeah. Have you ever seen such a terrible plush? You want to go see it and show us what you're capable of? Okay, you win, Dovey. I'm trembling with fear. Never seen anything like it. You're a real hero. Can we go home now? Yes, I'm actually hungry now. Thank you, stranger. Without you, I think I would have really looked like a nutcase. By the way, during my heroic retreat, I stumbled upon this. I think it belongs to the Art Museum. Could you take it back to them for me? A warrior must rest, you know. Broken honor. Yeah, all three. All three of the museum things, and we got one brewery thing. So you get like... It looks like you get a bubble for like, not doing too much, and then one for doing like the hard everything. So, let's see if we can get a little bit further in the game. I know that this is probably going to be the end of the first level. We've done pretty much everything now, so... Man, there's like a fucking long-ass wait time for these boys. Oh, how is this possible? Ardwin's canticle resounds throughout Sanctar. Even the ants can hear it. Now the voice of the Creator can be heard. Study by all. Did Ardwin himself send you? As a reward for your efforts for the good of all Sanctar, I grant you my most precious treasure. My banner, handed down since the ancient times. Carry it proudly, friend, as a servant of Ardwin. Solaria has agreed to give you the banner. Ask the Tinykin to grab it. Solaria has a... Well done. I'm very impressed. Let's go inside this tunnel leading to Crystal and add this component to the machine. Without further ado. So next time I come into this room, I'll have all of these Tinykin just waiting. And like, if I want to spend the extra time trying to get the extra nectar for the upgrades or whatnot, it'll be a lot easier than just like outright starting it. Cool. Congratulations, Melodane. We've added a new component to the Great Ardwin's machine. By the way, I know someone who might be able to help us in our ongoing quest. My old friend Sakaru the brewer. There you are. Ridme told me you use soap bubbles to glide, is that right? During the distillation process, I collect soap bubbles from the foam. I don't generally use it, but this time I kept some aside for you. Call it a welcome present. So, each time you come by with enough pollen for a new vintage, I'll give you more soap. Found glider bubble. So I now have 3 Oh wow, you can get up to like 8. When you came here, the tank in your suit was completely empty, but these bubbles should help fill it. If all goes as planned, you should be able to glide for longer. The big funnel in the Foliana Heights, in the heart of Mantis territory. We can make our way there by going through Sanctar. I'll see you there. I'm Mac, fastest horn in the house, an X-Cart pilot for Solarian's Black Team. I had enough of sitting inside a car, so I invented a whole new sport, the Swift Hornet. The rules are simple. Start at the starting line, then race through the aero bubbles until you reach the finish line. Seemed like a capable fellow, fast too, even if you could be more aerodynamic. I need someone to help me clear the courses and try them out. The plan is to have one in each area of the house, a great race, which I'll handle, and a small one, handled by Dash. I'm Dash, the second fastest hornet in the house. Come see me and try getting the best time in my races. And if you get good enough times in the smaller great races, you can win medals and outfits. To get those, talk to designer Lagerfeld here in Crystal. Oh, yo, so if I win the races, that's how I'll get the outfits? Oh. The Aegeans don't know the first thing about fashion. This outfit is out of style and inappropriate for the current season. Come see me once you've earned 2 gold medals in a single area of the house. Struggling to find us in an area of the house, use your augmented reality glasses with R. You can slide on angles and edges with your showboard to gain speed, but you knew that already, right? Ash is my son, but I prefer us to act professionally during the Swift Hornet. His other mom, Ray Conan, is a kart driver for the Black Team. We thought it better he didn't follow in our footsteps, considering what happened recently. Fashion designer Liverfield just next door will reward you with an outfit anytime you obtain 2 gold medals in one area of the house. Dash is still young, he tires quickly, so I'll leave the small races to him so he doesn't damage his little wings. The kart racing industry is completely corrupt, sabotage shady sponsors, but not the Swift Hornet, never. You must finish a small race in an area of the house with any time to get access to the great one. Mom's in charge of the great races and I run the small ones. Okay, so if I go back to Sanctar, then I guess I can do a race now. Because that would be kind of cool. Like, yeah, we can go to the next area of the game, but I would like to start the next area of the game with a new outfit. Only those wearing an ancient talisman can freely take this path to Foliana. The Mantises really aren't messing around when it comes to security. Not to worry, I haven't been sitting around while you were helping the shield bugs. Here's one just for you. New folk have arrived in Crystal. Hornets, Mac, and Dash are setting up challenges in each area where you've collected a component. Rumor even says famous fashion designer Lagerfeld is awarding the winners with new outfits. Cat flap check. The Mantis tribe is not always very welcoming. Getting the big funnel in the Foliana Heights will not be easy. How's everybody liking it so far? If you're watching in post-production, thank you for sticking by for so long. This is Tinykin, a game leaving Game Pass soon. It's $24.99 regularly and $19.99 right now. So, probably not gonna play for too much longer. Gonna call it quits here soon. If y'all want to see any of the games that I posted in the Discord earlier in chat, go ahead and let me know which one you'd like to see. Granted, it will be one that we probably won't be able to dedicate too much time to tonight, unfortunately. Haven't seen anything just yet, so Y'all let me know. Mantis tribe is not always very welcoming. Getting the big funnel in the Folian Heights will not be easy. Last news I had, it was in the possession of a mantis named Offrocker. We can always try to negotiate. Did you find the little one who got stuck in the piano? It's not fair. I'm too big to go in there. Okay, so we are back in Sanctar. It said use this to learn. Alright, there's Dash. Let's meet up with Dash. See if we can beat this first area. It's all the way over there now? Race Sanctar Race is a perfect introduction to the Swifternet. Keep your eyes on the road. I know the cathedral is gorgeous, but you'll visit later. Only those who got a medal in Dash's short sprint course can try the big one. Use your augmented reality glasses to locate it. I saw him already. He's over there. A small Swifternet race of Sanctar is ready, I think. Well, I guess you can double check. Careful not to land on a shield bug, otherwise Mom will be mad. My races aren't very long, but you still have to hurry to get a medal. Go! Oh, almost forgot. Make sure you've cleared all obstacles and unlocked all paths along the race before you have a go. I guess. Go through the first narrow bubble. Start. Okay. So no, I actually can't do this yet. Dang. Yikes. Okay, camera system is egregious whenever it's forcing you to... Oh no, and then now it's gonna make me... Oh lord. So first things first, I have to come back up here and get this unlocked. Alright. That also explains the different things. Yeah, here, let me go get these as well. The different things in the area that I was like, how do you get those? The different nectar? Now it's kind of more explained. Yep. That's it. That's how you do it. And if you follow the paths, you can kind of see where you have to be in order to get them. Welcome to the Great Cassette Hotel, the most renowned of all Sanctuary. We offer a breathtaking view of the temple. Pilgrims from all over the house gather here. Unfortunately, I regret to inform you that the clump of hair upon your head does not fit with the standing of our establishment. Having you here is not worth it. That was rude. I used to have a hotel in my neighborhood, but since this one opened, I don't have any customers anymore. Came here to leave a super negative review, but the value for money is excellent. Alright, looks like that is the last one. Uh-oh. Gotta restart it. I don't know what to do there. That was intense. Ah. New record. Nice. Time worthy of a silver medal. 0.8. 0.8 seconds is what it is the difference between a gold medal and a silver medal. Now that you've done the small race, the big race. Wait, let's go talk to Mac if you're curious. Yeah, let's retry. Bro. Damn, did even worse that time. I think we got it this time. Yeah, it's a gold. I just want a different costume. Congrats, you won a gold medal. I have one last challenge for you, and it's a doozy, the platinum medal, and the very best Swift Hornets racers even dream of obtaining it. Good. Just want a gold for that outfit. Do we have any votes for any of the games? minute for gold. Oh, cool. This is gonna be a pain. Yeah. A lot of opportunity for error. There's like a thing that's happening where I'm pressing jump and sliding at the same time, and it's kicking me off, and like you'll be like underneath the silk wires. Yikes. 10207. 2 seconds too slow. So I gotta shave off 2 seconds if I want to get the new outfit. Let's try one last time. So you can slide faster if you hit a corner, and I know I've done it before, but I just don't know what to do with those, like the air bubbles. Okay, I think I'm gonna give up. I wanted to try and get a new outfit before going to the next place, but this is... You just gotta like spend like a bit too much time with it. More than we have to dedicate today. But let it be known that if you go and you get all of those things, you can get a new outfit. Alright, so let's see where we need to go. Okay, here's where it is. Foliana Heights, the greenhouses of madness. Offrocker says, "You shall not pass." One of the shadow creature's tools has been located in quarantine. These awful invisible monsters creep in the shadow, watching us, manipulating us. First step, stop their spies. The suspicious tool has been chained to the bars for inspection, and I will tell you nothing about where I hide the key at the bottom of the big vivarium. It's worth a try. Oh. New Tinykin. So the green ones are stackable. You can use them like a rope. That's cool. Several green Tinykin are following you. Holding right trigger can come in handy. I forgot to call him back. I like the snails. That's probably my favorite one so far. Hero Cinctor, I wish to offer you advice. Be kind to the snails here. They are more slimy than they are wordy, but the mantises believe them to have an important spiritual role. Even if it may seem strange to you, I recommend you respect their strange beliefs. You would rather not see an angry mantis. I don't have any purple ones yet. Like I said, I like the snails. Got some purple ones now, though. Yeah, this level already seems way better than the first level. Love the snails. Oh, so you don't have to call him back, you can just press right trigger again and it'll build you up. There's a thing, there's some things, there's a silk web. It's like a speed square up there. It's like mushrooms growing in a beaker or something. Wow, this area is really cool. Yeah, now that you have the green ones, it's like you have to go back and forth through different areas of the level. So like, it makes the level design a little bit better. As for like having to go back and forth, that was one of the problems with the last level. Was it was like, okay, I got to go all the way back across here, and the room is huge. This is actually a very, very welcomed improvement. Oh, cool. Yeah, I think just like kind of ignoring what all the different bugs and stuff are saying, make this a little bit of a better game. It's like, I want to play the game and play the level, just like maybe not have all the bugs everywhere and all the constant interaction. I felt like having to read out all their voices and stuff like just took up so much extra time. Ooh, there's like that is awesome. Let's make sure we get that. Got it. But now I can't get up there. Yeah, I need more. Almost, though. We're like right there. That little cactus thing is what they're talking about. Took a lot for another frog leg. I missed that. Mantis do be doing that. Oh, it's like, why can't I get that high? This is why. Oh wow, we made it into the terrarium. Oops. It's on the frog leg. Ooh, I see more green boys. frog legs? I think it was right there. Oh, we were only in one terrarium. There's like way more. That is gonna be hard to get to. Yeah, now the platforming stuff's coming into play for sure. So you have to be inside for this to work. Oh, it's the frog head. Wonder how you get in. Looks like there's something on the right side over there that you can access. Ah, that's what it was. I just didn't have enough Tinykin to be able to get up there earlier. So let's see if we can do it now. Uh-oh. So I don't know if I'll ever play Tinykin again, but I will say this. This is what Pikmin is like. It makes me definitely want to check out Pikmin more. Because the platforming is really good. Just need the head, which is over here. I still don't know if I'm going to be able to get it. Yep. Okay, cool. We're in. I thought it was in here. Okay, it is. It was just in a different room. So that was one of 3 collectibles for the museum. Actually, 1 of 2 for this area. It's like, what else do I have to do to get up to the top? Can I get to the top? And it's like, oh, yeah, you use your thinker. Gotta build. Oh! Oh, okay. I was like, I'm not sure I can do this. Something about tax collectors. I'll have to glide 3 bubbles to get to the ring pop, it said. I don't know where the ring pop is, so... To glide to the opposite side of where? They're not telling me where they want me to go. Let me see if I can... Got the 3, but I don't know where... Can't really see where the gym is, so... It's like, can't do it anyways, even if I wanted to. Also, those 3 bubbles. I did it. Oh, I got to this one. Ah! Now I have to get up there. Oh no! Oh, I guess let myself die. That way it'll start me up back here. Nice. Wow, so we got both of the museum artifacts for this one. That was fun. Let's see if we can't figure out how to get to the main one though. To open the next level, that would be interesting. Oh, this is open. I was like, how do you get in there? And it's just open. That was a fun camera angle. Oh, that was a glitch. It actually forced me through the floor. I like the cactus guy. Alright, so now we're in a lower area. The main door is open, and we got the key. So for this one, you only needed like four for the purple guys, so... We could have actually beat this level a lot faster if I hadn't have done all the museum stuff. I guess I was so intrigued by the frog leg, so... All the mantis flew away. What have you done, fool? Thinks you all your efforts to hinder the Shadow Creature's plans are for naught. You're in league with them, aren't you? You'll never stop me. Prepare yourself. Oh, might have to fight. Cool. I think that was the end of the second level. Which that one was... I loved the second level. That I couldn't stop playing it. Also, nobody is voted for any of the other games, so we'll probably end up just doing Tinykin today. Let's get back to the sanctuary. Crystal Workshop. Okay, that's something that isn't cool. So because I didn't wait for the Tinykin to go through the door, it for some reason is pretending like I didn't unlock what I unlocked. So now I have to go all the way back to the room that I just came out of with the mantis. Wonder if it's gonna... Make me have to pick it up again. No, it's gone now. Huh? It's not gone. It's back here now? That's weird. Oh. I guess I can just, like, stand on it. The funnel is vital in order to get the machine working. Crystal is at the end of this tunnel. Let's go. So that one just cut right back to it. Okay. So if we wanted, then that potentially unlocked another path to unlock new outfits. That's more complicated than expected. Nice work. Alright guys, I'm probably about to end the stream. Tinykin has been pretty fun. There's a couple things here and there that I didn't like, but for the most part, the platforming was fun, and the actual, like the controls are very smooth, very solid. Like I was saying earlier, the game is normally $24.99, and it's on sale for $19.99 right now if you have Game Pass. And the reason why we're trying to play it is because in a couple of days that sale will be over and it will be removed from Game Pass. So, getting the gaming in while we can. Time to move forward, but you can go back and continue exploring places we've already been if you like. Path to Balnia is at the end of the flooded tunnel down there. Go through when you're ready. Oh, it's surrounded by water, which is not good because that seems to be the one thing that we actually can't deal with. Unless you have more bubbles. Waters of Balnia, domain of water at night. Okay, so it's like the restroom. Even if my soul be forfeit. It just takes too long to read all the dialogue. The dialogue's kind of like meh, so you know. Alright, so it's a giant toilet. Oh, we got blues. Okay, so blues shock things. Uh-oh. Blue Tinykin love electricity. If you aim at the electricity source, you should be able to place 1, 2, 3, and maybe more in order to build a long conducting chain. Okay. Strangely enough, did not give me that option a second ago. Okay, it's saying I can do a link on the ground. That's why it wasn't working. Okay. Nice. It said you need 5, but I didn't even have to use 5 in order to do that by routing it correctly. It's interesting. Yeah, this is a cool mechanic. I'm on the fence on whether I like the bathroom or toilet level. It's like a shit ton of toilet paper in here. These are the people that had everything during COVID. Jesus, it's a lot of toilet paper. Just don't have enough. Nice, now I get the ones that can climb as well. So this area, you gotta spend a bit of time to kind of figure this out, and we just don't have the time to be able to dedicate to this today. Hey, I want to thank everybody for stopping by the stream. I think this is going to be where we go ahead and end Games Leaving Game Pass. I wanted to dedicate at least 2 hours to Tinykin. We're actually going a little bit longer than that, about 2:45, 2:50, so we'll go ahead and end it here. If you guys liked it, you know, you can always play it yourself if you have Game Pass. If y'all want to see me do more of it, you're always welcome to donate whatever it is the cost of the game is, and then we can pick it up and then finish playing it. Alright guys, it was so cool to be able to see my buddy Deadeye earlier. Gino for stopping by the stream. Jim for recommending the game, thank you. Alright guys, have a good one.